Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You got to know where to hold 'em, know where to fold 'em, know when to walk away, know when to run. You never brag on your fighting. While you sitting on that boat dock, there'll be time enough for a fight bragging when the fighting's done. Hey, people. Hi, Sandra Mitchell, Erica J. Y'all getting a good dose of Alabama on today, honey, since yesterday. When did it start? Since Saturday. I'd never seen viral. This is what it means to go viral, honey. Everybody and their grandmama done reported on this story about this brawl on in Alabama. So today, let me speak to y'all. Hi, Torre. Let me speak for a minute. I know I'm way late to the story. This story started on Saturday. These people out here, I think the primary thing was they were drunk. These, I hate to just talk in just race terms, but we got to identify who we're talking about. So the white folks was drunk. They done parked their boat wherever the fuck they wanted to park it, and they refused to move it, even though they see this great big old what they call a paddle boat that needs to get into the space. They're illegally parked, right? So from what I can gather, I don't got to go over this whole story. I mean, it's everywhere. You got CNN reporting the thing. But I was watching CNN where this guy was giving the press conference, and he was announcing that 3 men were being assaulted. And the one black guy who was hit the people with the chair, he'd been wanted for questioning. But the thing is, people don't think that these people are being sought because they jumped on an employee of this pier. They're not being sought because they jumped on that man. So they got what they had coming. But the point is, they still jumped on that man. We saw them throw blows at that man, right? He was only defending himself. The thing is, when this guy gave the press conference, he said, I had the name. One of them name is Richard Roberts. One is Alan Todd. Or these 3 guys. One of them is in custody, right? Or has turned himself in. All 3 of these men had warrants. So they're not being sought for, they don't have arrest warrants because of what they did to that employee. They have arrest warrants because they already have outstanding warrants. One of them, I believe, has 3 warrants, right? So he's already wanted. They'll be arrested anyway. If they would have got a traffic ticket, they still be arrested. Why? Because they have warrants. The first thing they do when you arrest you is they check for warrants. So apparently when they first came to the pier and broke the fight up, eventually, they took 13 people in to jail for questioning, right? And apparently they left these 3 guys out. After they questioned him, they let everybody go, right? Then 2 days later now, they're coming back and saying, well, these 3 are wanted. Well, didn't you do a background check while they were in jail? Why did they ever get out? And why do they got 3 and 4 warrants? Does that mean because they have enough money to keep continually bailing out? All these warrants were for assaults, which I think is significant. It tells you the character of these people. We could see they were drinking because 2 of them were stumbling as they were trying to kick somebody in the ass, right? So you see they're all violent. These bar brawls, I guess, were no big deal to them. But you had them in your custody and you let them go. And you didn't charge nobody else except for the ones with the warrants. So all you're doing is detaining them because they have warrants. They're supposed to be arrested. Anyway, did y'all pick up on that? It's on CNN is where the press conference is. I only looked because this thing is blown up so big. I mean, of course, I should have covered this when it first happened. But when I turned my computer on, there were like 13, 14, 15 people covering the same story. I had nothing to add to the story. It was obvious what happened. But I do believe that it is significant that they're only arresting people or seeking to arrest people because they have warrants. That doesn't speak any at all to the assault on this worker. I guess the black guy, they're going to try to get him because although they didn't say his was a warrant, they said he was wanted for questioning because he used a chair. Now, I don't know, you can beat people in the face with your fist is okay, but if you use a chair, it becomes a crime. I don't know how the laws are written there, right? Anyway, how y'all doing today? Hi, Erica J. Kimberly White. Torrey, New York City. It's Z. Hi, everybody. How y'all doing? Y'all got any opinions? I know y'all already talked this thing out. It's been talked about by everybody. So the last one I saw was Roland Martin. So I recommend if you haven't seen this fight. Some people are so involved in their commentary that they're not even showing you what actually happened. So he seems to be showing pretty much the thing from beginning to end. If you want to see that. I was expecting you to arrest people, all the people who jumped on that man, right? That was the crime right there. And nothing to do with their warrants. Their warrants are something separate. Unless, of course, the 3 people who they're seeking to arrest now were those the first 3 that jumped on him? I think it was 4, then 5 that jumped on this worker. And I think he was announced as a co-captain of this ship. So he had somebody took another boat. They were on the boat trying to get into the dock. They had warned him. They sat out there 45 minutes waiting for them to move. They refused to move. He jumped off the boat. He was an employee, right? He had another boat pick him up from the paddle boat and come on to try to get these people to move. They refused to move. He started to move the boat. Not steal the boat. Move the boat. Don't touch my shit was the attitude, right? And they all jumped on him. So we are pleased that they're not trying to pin this on the black people. There's so much video coverage, they can't very well do that. But let's hope that they're not only just going to put people in jail because they got a warrant. Who's going to be charged with you attacking this co-captain of a boat doing his job? A lot of people are calling him a security guard. The person in the press conference identified him as a co-captain of the ship. So I guess he was the number 2 man on the ship. He's not calling him a security guard. Some people, I guess it didn't make a difference. He's an employee. All right. Y'all think it was alcohol involved? Yeah, the white boy was stumbling all over himself, child. It's easy when you jumping on 5 to 1, right? That others help. Yeah, that was good. I mean, I hate violence. I don't like violence as a rule, but sometimes you have to have soldiers, honey. Right? I can't do that. I can't walk by and see somebody getting jumped on, beat up, and just stand by and watch it, child. So they saw that this guy was getting jumped on, and they made their way off the boat and kicked some ass. It was right. It was justified. That's why they're not being charged with anything, right? And obviously, these white boys are troublemakers. If all of them have warrants, damn. Some of them got 2. One got 3 warrants for the same thing. All the warrants are for the same thing: assault. They keep letting them out of jail. No doubt when they get arrested this time, they're going to let them out again. Now they got 4 and 3 and 2 warrants. I guess that's how it works in Alabama, right? But I don't know how the hell they got out of jail. If you got warrants, you're not supposed to be released, period. Even if it's a traffic ticket and they got to tow your car. That's why you see all these people being shot by police because they run because they have warrants. Warrants for assault. Now you got another assault. What's up, Unc? LSA boss, how you doing? Monique, how's everybody this morning? How you doing, Alfreda Gross? Sorry. So I guess we'll just sit back and, I mean, it's something to watch. It's something that went viral. We have to wait and see. Is anybody going to be charged for assault on this man? These are men that already have, one has 3 assault charges that he's got warrants out. One has 2 and one has 1. They all are known for fighting people. This is what they do. And then we have on film them jumping on this employee who had practically begged them to move the damn boat, man. What, we gonna just stay out here? This entitlement, right? I'll do whatever the fuck I want to do. That's that alcohol talking. This could have all been avoided. So we're gonna see what happens with these 3 people that they arrest. Are they finally gonna face a judge? Are they gonna be let go again? To jump on somebody else. They are obviously not strangers to jumping on people or to booze. That one fat one over there, he was stumbling all over the guy. How you gonna fight somebody from behind you? They drunk. Bar fighters. So we got to see they getting that ass. No, I wouldn't walk past. I definitely would jumped in it because it was only just. I think even if it was a white guy and I just saw 5 people jumping on him, I would feel compelled to at least attempt to break it up. Now, you can get your ass fucked up jumping in fights, but when you have a whole boatload, honey, no, I think that even things up real quick. I have been in those situations. I'm not going to stand by and watch somebody gay bash. That happened here in San Francisco once. I had to jump in that. Fortunately, the people was cowards. So when I jumped in, threw a few blows, they ran. There's another incident down under the ground. Some dude who was high on drugs or something started just punching people out. Well, you have to do that. That's part of being a man. Or you're talking about women, part of being an adult. To at least break it up. But when them blows start flying and these fools were just swinging on everybody, how you going to break that up? Stop, guys. No. So that man had to come out of the ocean, honey. Man had to come out. Right. He knew his assignment. That's good. They better not charge him with shit. Charge him with nothing. Call him a hero. You don't need to raise money for him if he got any kind of bail. Because these white boys keep getting out and getting all these warrants because they got enough money to bail out. Obviously, they had enough money to buy a boat. And they're no stranger to fighting. Some people, they have that 3rd drink and they just start punching people. They have a violent nature. This is true with all. So maybe basically all 3 of the ones that jumped on him initially, they all had warrants. All had warrants for assaults. And still got out. No, ain't no way in the hell I'd have missed that. It's better if you have 5 people that you have some backup for yourself. But you're gonna be compelled to do that. Ain't no way in the hell you're gonna sit there and watch some black dude get the shit beat out of him, particularly when it's just he's doing his job. Yeah, folding chairs is the theme for this week, Sandra mentioned. They got people, they got thumbnails off. They ain't got cartoons with chairs. We all celebrating people hitting folk with chairs and things, right? Oh, you hit that woman with the woman was in the middle of the brawl. How the hell is it a brawl if you were sparing anybody, honey? Right? They were swinging all over the damn place. So they may try to do something to him. I would imagine there'll be an uproar. Social media is not going to allow that to happen. You over there, you got to fight 5 and 6 people at the same damn time, girl. Yes, you're going to pick up something. A folding, it ain't like it's a hammer or a hatchet, honey. And the women was drunk too. They were stumbling around in the middle of the goddamn thing. I don't know what their mission was. But then when everybody got off that damn boat, I mean, the whole thing was fighting. That's why they call it a brawl. Someone has a folding chair with pastor name on it. Yes, beat his ass. Kill him, girl. Don't hurt him. Kill him. Jay Wilson better be careful on that goddamn boat, honey. Somebody you done talk shit about, girl, maybe on that boat. They say it's worth me a couple $100. I live in town, you know. That nigga with the lowest character on YouTube, right? Yeah, I was gonna say something about that too. So he had that woman on there. Let me say something to you, Miss what's her name? Negro spiritual, Negro something.
A moment of time. But I'm gonna take MU at her word. If she says she's sober, I'm gonna take her at her word.
Okay, come on.
You hear me? I'm gonna take her at her word.
Mm-hmm.
If she says she's sober.
Oh, bitch, come on.
Word, right?
Okay.
But Uppity, let me say what Uppity went wrong. Uppity, you went wrong with that Patch Hole University girl. Girl, you went wrong.
Okay, the situation is that woman went on there. That woman went on his channel yesterday. The Uppity Negro Spiritual or Uppity Negro something. She went on and she over there trying to have a conversation with him because the people said she had roaches. And then she went into explaining all about her Section 8 voucher and her move and all that. I said, girl, why are you doing that? You don't owe these people no goddamn explanation about your life. That nigga Jay Wilson, girl, she don't even recognize, girl, that it is so wrong. Why are you talking about other people's housing, girl? Right? You sit up in the comfort of your house, girl, talking about people who you consider doing so much worse, Miss Thing. Have you ever raised any children, Jay Wilson? The primary responsibility of a person who has children is to clothe them and feed them, girl, right? Put a house over their head, right? So who are you to be sitting up here making fun of this woman because she done came on your punk ass channel and talked about her situation, about her housing, right? When you sitting up here in San Antonio some goddamn where, girl. Like you gonna just move, Miss Thing, let me tell you something. You're not gonna live unless you're a superstar or some kind of celebrity. You're not gonna live in New York City without a subsidy. I mean, I'm serious. I'm serious. Most people, most black people I know live here in San Francisco have some kind of subsidy. Now, if you can get it, right? If you can get it, who in the hell don't want to pay? Because all Section 8 is, let me explain this. I got to explain it again, girl. All Section 8 is you pay 30% of your income for rent. And it's just cover anything in excess of that, right? Whatever your income is, if you're a disabled person, your income is a certain amount, girl, you still pay 30% of your income. The United States government recognizes that everybody should be paying no more than 30% of their income for rent or mortgage, right? It's just a guarantee. He was about, you got work Section 8. Oh, work Section 8. This thing, you can be on Section 8. And this town, you can make, I think it's $85,000 a year. You can make $85,000 a year on your job and still get Section 8 because of the cost of living here, girl. Right? So everybody who's on who has a Section 8 or who has a HUD house, they're not all just sitting at home. Oh, you don't go to work. Oh, you ain't working. You can work and get Section 8. It's not that big a deal, girl. But she always has this compulsion to talk about other people's housing, other people's incomes, girl. He celebrated Rico being homeless. He wanted him to stay homeless so he could talk shit about him, girl. And then when he got in the apartment, girl, she's still running her fucking mouth. Y'all don't believe me. I can feel it. Y'all don't believe me, honey. Okay. I can't bother the other girl. Counselor Metty. Oh, Counselor Metty. Okay. Sandra Mitchell, can someone tell me why Wilson's friend don't recognize he was throwing shade? I don't know why that girl's over there telling him all of her business. Girl, he over there talking about, yeah, tell me some more. What kind of Section 8 is it? Girl, the very next day, he's on there making fun of this woman and her housing situation. The point is, she is feeding her children. You got any children, Jay Wilson? Big mouth? You ever raised anybody, Jay Wilson? Have you ever done anything, girl, as besides getting that little cheap-ass mortgage, girl? Hold on. I can't break it down. I got to hear her voice. Wait a minute.
Girl, you know,
was that from today? Let me see.
I looked it up because you know you can Google anything. Girl, I'm like, is that St. Joseph, St. John? Because I don't see no Patch Hall University. Then, Uppity said she had withdrew. Girl, you can't withdraw and get credit. It don't work like that, sis. You gotta actually get.
Girl, you went to school. What was it, Jay Wilson? 25, 30 years ago, girl? All you worried about is the school because it's all you could ever do, bitch. A professional student. You just sit there in class, girl. All you gotta worry about is showing up. Mr. P, I just want to get a job. What you want to get? I want to get another degree. I want to get another, because you were terrified of getting out there in the real world, girl, and you could not function. We would rather hear about the difficulty, the pain, the sorrow in being able to put in the work in education, girl, and it means nothing, absolutely nothing. And now these women are trying to do better for themselves, right? They don't got to be on Section 8 for the rest of their life, but if they do, it don't make no difference. It's their business, girl. And so this woman tried to tell you about her education. You don't, Miss Uppity, you don't tell him shit about nothing. Just like he said that he ain't gonna tell you, I ain't gonna tell you none of my business. I ain't gonna tell you none of my business. Well, why you sitting your punk ass over here asking me all these goddamn questions, nigga? I came on there and asked your ass. You couldn't answer me 2 goddamn questions. That's my business. That's my business. This uppity woman, is she a celebrity? Why are you interviewing her about her personal business, nigga? That boy pisses me off. He always pisses me off, girl. Let me see if I can give me a talking point.
To get the grades to get the credit.
Oh, girl. Nobody want to hear nothing else about no damn school. Shut up, girl. Shut up. Shut up. The fuck up.
I was like, girl, is she up here telling us that it's levels of wig? She up there telling us it's levels of public assistance. Girl. Now, I done had
says trailer trash
on wig and stuff. And girl, I know people who work and they work jobs and they got a lot of children. It's still public assistance needs, and then you're a stay-at-home mama. Okay. Girl, you living in fantasy, but I ain't mad at you, girl.
Girl, she's taking care of her responsibilities, you dumb, stupid, retarded motherfucker. Oh, yeah, I heard people working. Oh, you were working. You got wigs. Oh, you got food stamps.
$85 will dissipate quickly. Girl, she was giving public assistance levels. I'm like, girl, you better go and do that. Girl, it's levels of wig, girl. It's levels of snap. I'm like, okay. But the thing that got me was, girl, she done withdrew from the college, according to her. But yes, she still got
girl,
the college
you had just had her on your page, like, pretending to be talking to her, interviewing her. Why are you the very next day? Donald Trump's former fixer and attorney. Come on. How are you the very next day on here talking about shit and everything till she revealed to you? Why are you all up in that woman's business and you want to come over and talk about her the next day, girl? And why are you worried about somebody's snap or somebody goddamn how they get their money? When all you do is beg for yours, you dumb, stupid, retarded motherfucker, right? Like you're doing something so much more superior, girl. See, that's why you can't give niggas a house, girl, because this house is make this motherfucker thinking he's a different kind of person. You ain't no different kind of person, you stupid son of a bitch. You talking about working. Nigga, all the years you supposed to be always working. Girl, you was in school, sitting in somebody's class, girl, waiting to get your paper. Oh, this is going to make me famous. No, girl, you don't have the aptitude to do anything, Jay Wilson. I've said the same thing over and over and over again. Your character sucks ass, right? And you need to stop worrying about how other people are feeding their families. It is personal. It is personal. Don't you understand that, trailer trash? You never asked another man how much money he makes. It's not your goddamn business. Where you get your money from? Where you get, Miss, don't worry about my man. Oh, it's public assistance. Nigga, I wouldn't got the public assistance then, punk. You think you just gave it to me? Whatever it takes for me to maintain my life, girl. is none of your motherfucking business. It is a tacky, stupid ass nigga who gonna sit up there and finally move into a house when they 50 years old, and now they got so much shit to say about everybody else. All the public assistance in public, nigga, you only have degrees because there's public assistance, motherfucker. You think I don't know people who go to college, girl? You think I don't know that your housing has been paid for by the United States government, nigga, for all your 20s and into your 30s? Stupid ass son of a bitch. I was so offended by that. Talking about somebody else. And this girl done raised children, honey. It ain't her. It is not her responsibility, girl, to be leaving her children at home to just go there and work for the same amount of money she can get the government to pay for, because we need to be raised by somebody, I think. Right? I was raised by a single mother. My mother had to work, honey. She had to work hard. And yes, there were periods when we got a couple of assistance. Yes, and we continue to eat, and we continue to go to school, and we continue to have clothes on our back. But my mama never missed a day of work, bitch. Never. Baby, come on. He's not in here. I'm telling you. He's on the TV. You ding dong. Oh, my man. Hold on. Uh-oh, you're in big trouble. Uh-oh, big trouble. Sit there, boom. Come on and barking. He tried to embarrass and humiliate that woman because of her living situation. People, you can't talk to everybody the same. You can't say nothing to a piece of shit like Jay Wilson about your personal life. Don't tell him nothing, girl. The very next day, he's on there talking about your levels of Section 8. And it is the truth, girl. Whatever your level is, Miss Thing, you can be working, not working, a home mother, or whatever it is, girl. All it says, the Section 8, girl, is that your rent will never exceed 30% of your income. Who the fuck don't want that? Because you can't get it, or you too lazy and stupid to ever got it, because you needed it when you was in school, girl. And we don't know what kind of benefits you were getting there, girl, but we know your ragged ass parents ain't paid for shit. Oh, my parents paid for my schooling. My parents paid for this thing. People who live in trailer parks with 9 children are not paying nobody's college education. That is bullshit, Miss Thing. You are so delusional and such an asshole, Jay Wilson. You don't come after these women about what subsidy they get, who gets SNAP, who gets food stamp, why is it your business? Baby, let me tell you something. I get everything. Glory. Why? Because I took care of my business, girl. That's what it is. Take care of your business by any means necessary. I am not on the street selling drugs, punk. I am not out there being a booster or stealing anything, right? And my life is comfortable, you stupid bald-head black bitch. It's comfortable, girl. My senior years. Oh, your Social Security. Oh, that public assistance. Nigga, you know goddamn well that when you were sitting up in that goddamn trailer, your mama was getting Social Security. I mean, she was getting some kind of welfare, girl. Yeah, I mean, aren't basically everybody in the trailer park on welfare, Miss Thing? Right? You say your daddy was a truck driver, girl. You say you got brothers and sisters much older than you. So these brothers and sisters, you 53, I mean, they got to be 83 years old now, girl. It sounds to me like these people, they're not all one family, right? But you never intimate that, Miss Thing, because this man, obviously, when he's traveling and driving a truck some goddamn where, he probably got another family somewhere else, girl, because how you get the 9 kids, you don't want to admit they ever were here. Oh, my brothers left. I had 5 brothers left. I guess they packed their shit up and all left on the same day. Hell no. They aged out, girl. Did they have the same mom and daddy? We'll never know. Squeenie had to put his mouth in. Well, Squeenie, he's security. We live by the elevator, so I can rest assured anytime somebody come down the hall or go to the elevator, girl, he gonna let me know. I'm security, daddy. It is my assignment. Hi, God before everything. How can a man who got fired online, caught on a sex site, begged for Thanksgiving dinners, and caught asking for a lube shade anybody? It's amazing, child. It is amazing. And then she want to come and ask this woman all these personal questions, girl. if she got any, she said she has her children going to college now, right? Her son needs to go over there and kick Jay Wilson in his ass for disrespecting his mama. If I had children, that's what I do. I assignment. This is your assignment. I want that nigga for his disrespect. I used to know this girl, this trans girl. She was always fighting, right? And when she get through fighting people, everybody be standing around looking, right? She said, and that's for your disrespect. Just beat the shit out of them, girl. Meanwhile, he has to be on YouTube 24/7, 365 to make ends meet. Pitiful. He's pitiful. When he came on YouTube, girl, he came on here. Oh, I lost the job. Oh, man, I get a job with the Greyhound. I'm gonna get a job with the Greyhound. Then the people from what you call that thing, the prep people, he applied for that at the same time. So he decided to squash the interview with the Greyhound. He was ready to be a bus driver, girl, going around the country to try to save his house back in San Antonio. Let me see. Oh, my mouth is dry. She decided to squash that interview because she got contacted by these prep people, right? A nonprofit, people trying to help people save lives, the prep people, right? She would go, and then she'll come on here at night and then try to go slick shade with people with HIV, right? So she went there because she felt like she could con these people and get a check from the prep people, right? And say, I'm working at home. And then somebody reported her punk ass and said, no, he's not working at home. He's on a line 4 or 5 times a day, right? And so the prep people went on there and said, wait a minute. You're not working for us. How many people have you got on prep? Nobody. You're not doing anything for us. And that's the story of Jay Wilson's life. He was going to rip those people off. He was double dipping, spending all his time on YouTube. I'm going to get a coin. I'm getting a coin. Oh, it's very lucrative. Oh, this is easy money. Oh, is that easy? All that shit he was talking, girl. He was ripping those people off for a paycheck. It is the truth. I'm sorry. Pitiful. And that nigga think, oh, it's got to make a sense. I much more respect somebody getting public assistance than some nigga that's begging all the time. I cannot stand no begging ass nigga, right? Never pick up the check, girl. Always want something for free, a handout, girl. Oh, you get a handout from the government. I think probably that nigga in that trailer was probably beating them with 2x4s, girl. Beating this shit about public assistance into their brain, girl. But when your fat ass body starts, because it'll be fat by next summer, the way he eats, you can't even make it through a video without her smacking, crunching, and sipping on something, girl. So that weight will be back, which means you're gonna have more problems after you pass 50. You have more physical problems, right? She ain't got no medical coverage because she cannot keep a job. Do you know the percentage of people who are destroyed because of medical expenses? He don't have no job, so he doesn't have any medical coverage. He resents people. I have perfect coverage. When I went into the hospital that I had cancer, girl, that bill was $57,000, right? And it's paid for, bitch. And, oh, you gonna be ashamed? It government assistance. I wouldn't give a damn if the man on the moon sent down money to cover those bills, because I didn't have it, right? Perfect coverage, right? My rent, perfect coverage. If I make more money, perfect coverage. If I make less money, perfect coverage, right? Only an idiot, a stupid fool that never had anything, a piece of trailer trash, girl, that's why sometimes you can't give poor people shit, right? You go to the welfare office, for whatever reasons, they hire those people who used to be on welfare, and they put them in a position where they're talking to people. You will see how nasty those people are to other people. It's a defect in their character, girl. They have forgotten where they came from, and they don't recognize that they could go back. Right? Nastiest people on the planet, girl. Get out of the line. I told you to get over there. The nastiest people, and you are the poorest people. You're the one that was on welfare 3 weeks ago, girl. She move her ass in the house, and then she thinks she's some kind of different kind of being. This thing, I've told you so many times, Jay Wilson, about what a disgusting, pitiful failure you are, girl. How many doctors do you know? How many doctors do you know is on YouTube, girl, 5 and 6 times a day because you think you're getting a coin from it? How many doctors do you know who is so insensitive as to let Google put in commercials when I looked yesterday every 2 minutes? Every 2 minutes. You have no regard. It's only here trying to, I'm getting a coin, I'm getting a coin. So if they're getting commercials every 2 to 4 minutes all the way through the video, I don't understand how you think somebody gonna look at that, girl. Most people don't even, people pay the premium. When you pay the premium, you don't see no commercials. So I don't know how many are actually running, girl, but I was thinking, wait a minute, if you got 25 to 30 commercials in 1 hour video, and then you're making 4 and 5 videos a day, you are showing over 100 commercials, girl. And then when you talking about it's lucrative. That's why you never made it in business, right? You don't recognize that you're not supposed to beat down the people who support you, girl. And that's what happens when you're exposing people to all these goddamn commercials, girl. Right? Who wants to sit up and look at that shit? Anyway. Ooh, travel nurses are making almost $20,000 a month. Ooh. Jay Wilson, why can't you ever get a job, girl? A lot of these people in the nursing industry, in medical fields, x-ray technicians, hell, they change you to be an x-ray technician in prison, child. You have not made one decent decision in your entire life, Jay Wilson. Nothing paid off. You got 5 degrees and 5 things that you don't do. Correct? He always talking about degrees. He always talking about it. What are you talking about? You say I'm always talking about your degrees in your house. Where am I getting that from? Let's see. I want to see.
College, reputable one that's gonna allow you to withdraw and you're gonna get credit. Oh, girl, yeah, I mean, she went with that thing. So anyway, MU said, now you can look my school up. She said,
girl, fuck your school. Fuck your school. You're a grown ass man. It's the same thing. Like this woman is trying to do better for herself, so she wants to go to school. So this nigga has to come and criticize her school, telling her when she withdraw from the school. Like somebody gives a fuck, girl. School was your whole life, Jay Wilson. I would hate to be sitting in the alumni meeting, girl. You know how they meet once a month or every 4 or 5 years, whatever the fuck they do, girl. And you got to sit up there and say, "Oh, what field did you study?" "Oh, I got my master's. Oh, I got my doctorate in theology. I got this thing." Yes, you hate theology. Aren't you on here constantly, girl, in dispute with theology? You don't like it, right? You just thought you could go in there, you're going to get the money, right? Because when you was a little baby pickaninny and living in that trailer, girl, you were going to that church. You said, "Ooh, look at him. Look at the pastor. Ooh, look at the pastor drive a Cadillac. Pastor, that's going to be me. That's going to be me." Except nobody wanted you, Jay Wilson. You're such an insecure piece of shit. You're number the catty old gay queen, girl. You couldn't, but I'm speaking to the decision for you to go into ministry. Your only interest in ministry is to try to prove that you ain't going to hell because you're homosexual. That's your only story. When I saw that ZX dude come over here, girl, you couldn't even have an argument about theology with him. So what was the purpose? Why you need a doctorate for? What are you gonna do with it? "Oh, I got a doctorate in business. I'm a business administration." Okay, so where do you administer your business acumen? Tell me. What do you do? You came on here talking about you were an author, right? You produced that little tiny ass pamphlet. You begged the people to make the damn pamphlet. Then you charged the people for the pamphlet. And when they got the pamphlet, they say, "Well, goddamn, you mean I just read a whole chapter?" Each chapter was 1 page, right? because you are only in it for the money. You it's very lucrative. It's very lucrative. The books are flying off the shelves. The books are flying out. I wish I had one here to read it to you, girl. I wish I did, honey. Wait a minute. I had an idea. Hold on a second. Hold on 1 second. What's the name of that book? What's the name of that book? Y'all got to tell me the name of this damn book. Hold on a minute. Anybody know the name of that pamphlet he wrote where he got y'all to pay for it? Got all the money for it? Okay. Does anybody know the name of J. Wilson book? What the hell was it called? I know. I'll use the name. Y'all don't know? Okay. We're going to do a little experiment here about this writer. He's a writer, he say. Okay. Let's just put the name in. I'm in Amazon. I believe the name is James Wilcox. We'll suck your cock. James Wilcox. Okay. Let's see. Inside. I don't list it, but not by that name. Wait a minute. Was it Dr. James Wilcox? Okay, let's go there. Stop, Jimmy. Squeenie. If y'all help me out, I appreciate it. Did he steal the name too? Hell. Okay, I can't find it. I was definitely gonna read from it, honey. Mm-hmm. Stop, boy. Mm-hmm. I can't find it. I want y'all. I want y'all to read the first. They give you a sample. There's no way I was gonna get that food, not even $1, right? They give you a sample of the book in the beginning, girl. I want to read it with you. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that medical feels something else. I have a friend. When he was here, he was living in a studio apartment, right? I think studio apartment's $2,500, whatever. And he became a traveling nurse. He got into administration, became an administrator. And that dude is living in a mansion in Texas. He making so much money. He lives in a mansion in Texas. He bought a mansion with a pool and everything, girl. Right? I don't know what the hell this boy, no course of study at all. I mean, one thing should have added on to another thing. And at some point, you just go out there and do it. Do it, do it, do it, do it, yeah. Do it, baby. Do it, yeah. Nice and easy. J. Wilson, you missed the part about doing it, honey. So that's why we're curious to know why, of all the subjects on the planet, why do you choose other people's decisions? Right? You talking about people's relationship. Nigga, you was 50 years old before you finally found a boyfriend. And you used to talk, oh, yeah, I got a partner. Where's your partner? Oh, I see you ain't got no partner. You move into a house. Oh, I see you living in that squalor. Oh, you got Section 8. Oh, you got... J. Wilson. J. Wilson. What else could I say, people? I've been talking about this nigga for 5 years, girl. You picked the right one, baby. Mm-hmm. When you told me, when you played with my affection, you met your match. When you told me, ooh, I can't stand dead your match. How you doing, Doctor of Deception, Lies, Scamming, and Grinder Wilson? How you doing? Trying to embarrass that woman. If those girls want to fight each other, let them fight. Why you always got your feet in these women's business anyway? I'll tell you that. People will say this, Timothy, you ain't getting into the groove. You ain't showing up in panels and arguing. But say, I am not getting in all those women's business, J. Wilson. I don't feel like it's my place. But you seem to think it is your place. You over hollering about ain't no friends on YouTube, girl, but then you want to be all up in their business. He must have asked that woman just question after question after question, like it was information that was owed to him or something. And then he takes all that information the next day and uses it against her.
And we found it. But girl, we did not. Then people started saying she went to Warrants. They said she went to Patronum. Girl, y'all was a mess. Ooh, y'all was a mess.
He did the same thing with Five Babe's mother, who we assume her mother's in her 60s, something like that, gets her bachelor's or master's or whatever she had, master's, whatever degree was. This nigga went and doxed her mother. What are you trying to prove, Jay Wilson? If somebody wants, you worried about who accredited school, you shouldn't be embarrassed. You should be embarrassed, Jay Wilson, to even open your mouth about somebody's schooling when you've made nothing but bad decisions. Nothing but bad decisions. This house thing is a diversion, girl. It makes you feel like you're something that you're not, Jay Wilson. Right? A good gusty wind will blow you out there, motherfucker, girl. You out here stealing roofs and shit, girl. You out here stealing trips and vacations, girl, and you ain't never paid for nothing. Now you gonna have the boat ride. You're going on the boat ride so you can get a free ride on the boat. It's the only way you're gonna get on one, girl. Jay Wilson, could you come down and finally say, listen, I'm tired of all the controversy, and bring those degrees down? Because frankly, I'm having a hard time understanding how they would give a degree to something like you. I mean, I just don't get it, girl. It's nothing but silliness and foolishness comes out of your mouth, girl. Right? So I would like to see all the degrees. You should be embarrassed to even tell anybody that, girl. I wouldn't tell nobody, unless I'm doing something worthy of my education. I wouldn't even bring it up because it is a disgrace. And that school, what's it called? Norfolk, something, whatever. That college which you went to 30 years ago needs to contact you and say, listen, could you not mention our school when you're discussing education on YouTube? Really, because really, you make the school look bad, and you make people to question whether they should bother getting an education. Right? You're the very thing we fear most, because your rhetoric, and neighbors look at you and say, well, damn, he got 5 degrees and this is what he's doing, driving an Uber cab, girl, trying to rent out a room somewhere. This thing, if that's what they're going to get, it discourages the young people, Jay Wilson. They say, I don't want what he got. I'm not going to waste 16 years of my life and end up in a situation where Jay Wilson is, girl. He keep bragging, I got the hail, nigga, you live in the desert in San Antonio, this thing. That ain't that big a deal, Jay Wilson. I would imagine probably all these women on here got a house. You hear them talking about, I got the hail. Oh, I'm just living in this hail. They jealous of me because I'm living in this hail. Timothy Blaine told me to sell my hail. It ain't that big a deal, Jay Wilson, particularly if you're living somewhere like San Antonio. You couldn't have a house in New York City. So why are you criticizing that woman for doing what she has to do in order to live in the city that she loves? Right? You certainly couldn't buy no house in San Francisco. Right? You can't buy no house. You got a $1.3 million? Not for a whole house. That's for one floor in the house. Tenants in common, girl. You can't even, you could never do it, Jay Wilson. So why are you over there in these damn sticks, girl, with these houses built in 4 months? Why you go to other cities, girl, and they brag about your goddamn house, nigga? Talk about housing in your own damn town. Every city is different, Miss Thing. They all different. There are people in New York City that would kill the Section 8, girl. It's so important to you. It always has been. When I confronted your tired black ass, I said, girl, let's talk about the trailer, right? First thing out your mouth, we were great. No free lunches, no government assistance, You sound like a goddamn fool. If you're living in a dilapidated trailer on some goddamn swamp land, girl, I would think, Miss Thing, that you would be getting free lunches. So I find it very hard to believe, especially with 9 niggas in there, girl. Right? They got to be fed. Sick ass. Constantly talking about other people's shit. I don't understand that, girl. No class. You don't have any class. probably go out there at night, girl, walking around the homeless camps. Oh, you didn't make those decisions. Oh, I gotta hail. I gotta hail everybody. I gotta hail. What did you do? You didn't get the education with homeless people. I don't know why God is being kind to you, Jay Wilson. Because really, if I were God, I would have knocked you out that house a long time ago. You need it. You deserve it. You would deserve it. You deserve it because of what you are. Mm-hmm. He finally got off Rico's back because Rico got a shelter over his head. He liked him when he was homeless. That was his favorite time, honey. You wonder why they never called me. Oh, I just lost a job. I just lost it. If you were the dean of a school, Jay Wilson, as you claim, we find out it's an online school, girl. I mean, you ain't never even seen a student. If you were laid off when you came on YouTube and your mission on YouTube was for your job search journey, is that what you said, girl? You say you were laid off. Shouldn't the university have called you back by now? Right? Is it because, Jay Wilson, that you were incompetent on your job and you was just there to get money, right? You didn't care nothing about the students. You didn't care nothing about the school. You didn't care nothing about shit, right? You always penny pinching, girl. Oh, just give me them. Oh, it's check day. It's check day. Last week, the nigga told me talking about, they gotta get a push. Oh, gotta put it was already the AdSense money was already in, girl. She I only made these videos. I'm gonna get that money. I'm gonna get that. I would be embarrassed. I would be embarrassed to let somebody know that I am stressing over this AdSense money like that. It tells us, girl, you ain't got no money, bitch. You ain't got no job. You lying ass piece of shit. And I'm still stuck on this story when you came on here told us that right out of this classes you were taking, girl, they hired you from the classes, and now you were hired at $85,000, right? You're making $85,000 a year, but you don't tell none of your business. You say you're making $85,000 a year. It couldn't have been 3 months later. Oh no! Oh, I got a raise. I'm now at $130,000. I said, well, goddamn, you went from 80 to 130. How many? You got $70,000 raise, Miss Thing? Since when, girl? In the history of America, there's some sissy on being a chaplain got a raise for $70,000. We all went online, girl, and saw this. The average chaplain makes $27,000, girl. They probably make less than that in San Antonio. Lying ass. I'm gonna talk about somebody, dumbass bitch. You got section, Miss Thing. I don't understand it. Well, I do understand it. I understand what jealousy is. That's why I no longer tell people that have subsidy, or I don't even tell them how much rent I pay, right? Because in this place where everybody's stressing over all this rent, even the techies are stressing over how to pay all this goddamn rent, right? Every time I would say what my rent is, or that I had some kind of subsidy, it would always be, right? Everybody wants to pay less rent, girl. I mean, it's the primary issue here, girl. Right? It's jealousy. Misery. I'm telling you can't see behind smiling faces. Smiling faces sometimes. Hey, they don't tell the truth. Smiling faces show enough traces of the evil that lurks within. Oh, it did. He 53 allegedly with not a single path to retirement. It's going to be hard on him, honey. It's going to be hard on him, baby. With that attitude, you're going to get, honey, you're going to reach retirement age. Them old knees and knuckles and shit going to all give out. You're going to get cancers. You're going to get liver disease. You're going to get everything that everybody else get, girl. But you cannot go back to work. But the difference between you not going back to work and me not going to work, girl, is you got that nut. That nut is your expenses, right? That nut is you going to drive. I'm driving 2 cars. I don't know which car I'm going to drive today. Miss Thing, that's your nut, right? You're going to have to pay that mortgage because your mortgage is not going down. No, your mortgage don't stay the same. Well, since you worry about Section 8. If you had Section 8, your mortgage would decline when you retired. Whatever your situation was, girl. If you went to part-time, your mortgage, your rent would be adjusted, right? So it would never exceed what the government says is the normal amount of rent to pay, right? Baby, let me tell you something. My mama worked at RCA. RCA is a big company, right? It's not nearly as big as it used to be, right? RCA in Indianapolis, Indiana, right? She was when she got divorced, we were living in the projects, right? You had to live somewhere. You got responsibilities, correct? She got a hood house. A hood house. I was 14 years old. A hood house, right? We just now sold to my mama's house. She stayed in the house for 60 years, right? Almost all that time she was working, right? But because it was a hood house, when she stopped working, I think it's 70 years old, when she finally stopped working, you know what happened to her rent, girl, her mortgage? It adjusted to what she was making on retirement, girl. There is no shame here, Jay Wilson. Everybody's not ashamed like you. You're stupid because yours ain't gonna go down, bitch. You're gonna be an old 90-year-old bitch, barely can walk, girl, trying to drive a cab to make a few extra coins. Grown men think in terms of dollars and $100 bills, girl. They're not trying to get a coin. $53 and still talking about college. Girl, she ain't got nothing else to talk about. I'm trying to figure out how did she make it through. I don't understand, Jay Wilson. I know there's people, my lover used to tell me, Tim, you got street smart, right? You don't have book smart, you have street smart. And he was always right about me. No one, if anybody could read me, it would be my partner, my lover, right? Maybe Jay Wilson was book smart just to get through all these schools he says he went to. I just don't see it. I know he ain't street smart. He's stupid as a box of rocks, girl. But I'm trying to figure out, how could you be book smart, girl, and not accumulate any vocabulary at all? I mean, people say, well, you can still talk like a regular person. You can still talk. No, when you're exposed to thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of words, girl, you pick up vocabulary, right? There might be somebody in a book that you like that character, and they let somebody have it, and then you took those words because those words made an impression on your brain, right? So just the accumulation of time of living, you should have accumulated vocabulary. If you say you have all these degrees, my impression, Jay Wilson, you are a sissy that sat up in class. All you did was sit up in class. There was no get up and go, honey. There was no plan. There was nothing, right? All you could do is just show up for class. And we all know that even from high school, girl, if you showed up for class, Miss Thing, more than likely they're going to graduate you. If you just continue to show up, turn in your paper, no matter how bad it is, girl, and eventually they would pass you from class to class to class, girl, and get you the hell out of there. Your mistake is talking about it. You say you don't talk about nothing. I don't tell my business. I don't tell my business. Yeah, we know about that stupid ass house. We know about this stupid ass degree. We know about I was an airline pilot back 30 years ago. We know about that one job you had. Then the other job is I was a counselor on you. How long were you a dean in a school, an online school, Jay Wilson? How long was that job? Was it only long enough for you to put in the application for a mortgage, girl? Houses that don't cost them but $300,000, girl. Right? I'm just saying, how long were you on that job? Because we've seen you go through 5 since you've been on here, right? So why aren't you talking about all of these janitorial jobs you've had through the years, girl? You've had all kinds of menial work. We caught you going into the mall dressed up like a little kid, girl, with a little clip-on tie. Nobody dresses like that, girl. Nobody except people who work there. Did you ever tell the truth about that? Absolutely not. I don't tell my business. I don't tell my business. Why do we know about Mark, girl? right? Why do we know about all these schemes of yours, Miss Thing? You're constantly running your mouth about your business, girl. Only when it makes you feel like you're above somebody else, Miss Thing. You like to catch people when they're down and out, right? And the cold winds blow in New York City, and the streets no place to be, but there you are. You got the fat cats and the bad hats doing me a real big favor. Come up hard, baby, but not a cool. I didn't make it, sugar. He isn't interested in ministry. It was a means to get a doctorate and nothing more. Ooh, TLC and 3. Let's do that one again. He isn't interested in ministry. Hell no, he just goes there to get a check. He tells us how much money he got for playing 2 songs. I only played 2 songs. He isn't interested in ministry. It was a means to get a doctorate and nothing more. Just so he can call himself Dr. Wilson. Dr. Wilcox. Paging Dr. Wilcox. Paging Dr. Wilcox. Doctor, what do you think? Maybe we should remove the brain. Dr. Wilcox. Miss Dr. Wilcox, I can't imagine being in a classroom, girl, when you are the instructor, some silly ass, catty ass queen, girl. You're useless. Useless. And you know you're useless. That's why you ended up over here, girl, scratching and surviving. Couldn't wait to go in there and talk the shit about that. I don't know why she went over there. He couldn't wait to talk that shit about her roach on the wall. Oh, she got a roach on the wall. Oh, she got a roach. Then you over here pretending to kiss her ass yesterday. Then the following day, girl, you over here talking shit about everything she said. A person of low character. I want to speak to Mark because I think there might be something wrong with Mark. And I want to help him because he's a black man. I want to say, Mark, you ain't got to do this. You don't have to do this, bro. You got this fool over here talking about he's shopping for rings. We know you're being led around by your nose, girl. Don't do it, bro. I'm just saying, you don't have to do this. Don't do it to yourself. He said, what do you mean, business? We ain't together. We ain't Well, he's telling everybody that you are together. He uses your name like it's his name, right? But he said he don't tell none of his business. Run for your life, honey. You're in danger, Mark. Mm-hmm. You're in danger. I wish he'd come on and let us talk to him. I got a few questions. You asked this woman all about her man. You asked all these women about all of their man and who's in bed with them and how long their relationship is and all this shit, girl. So let's ask your husband some questions since you ain't gonna answer nothing properly. Y'all know why somebody said the other day, well, Timothy, you went over to his page too. I said, girl, I couldn't ask that sissy. All I was there to do was ask questions. He did not answer one goddamn question, right? From the beginning, Jay Wilson recognizes that I see him. I see him. I know what you are from the beginning, girl. Right? And you don't want it to be exposed to what you are. Nobody knew the name of that book, huh? Nobody knew the name, baby. We're going to go to Amazon.com and find that book, whatever it was called. I forget. I just can't get it. And you will see that every chapter in that book that y'all paid for is one page. There are so many, well, we all know about the 27 errors in the first paragraph. This is a man with 5 degrees now. How the hell you gonna get? And then you go over there and beg money for an editor when you can identify that this book has not been even looked at by an editor in the first paragraph, not the first page. That is a mistake. The first paragraph is easy to recognize. You collected those people's money and you kept it. Jay Wilson. Oh, they flying off the shelves. They flying off the shelves. $20 for a pamphlet. Girl, shut the fuck up. The college trap. Hold on a minute. Y'all hold on 1 minute. Bear with me, people. This is important. The college trap. Okay. You need to do the mortgage trap, nigga. The college trap. Okay. College. College trap. Let me go there. Oh, what are we here? He ain't lowered the price at all, girl. All the people that making books in that genre, $3.99, $4.99. This nigga got that thing on there for $20, girl. And here's what's inside. Read sample. This is the college track. Introduction. According to the Association for College Administration Counseling 2015, the average American high school has one guidance counselor for 500 students. Well, maybe that was the problem. Looking at this statistic, you would think your child is getting all the college advice he or she needs. Do you want to take a chance and hope the counselor will help your child? If you answered no to any of these questions, then this book is for you. As a former academic dean for Strader University online, I was alarmed at how many students did not know about accreditation. No one had ever talked to them about early college programs, and you're the example. Early college programs, or even taking courses before stepping foot on a college campus. I grew weary of students saying that they wish they could have talked to me, talk to you. Why would they talk to you, Jay Wilson? You are the example, girl, of how to fail within education. Okay. What did he say? I grew weary of students. They want to talk to him. I was angered by how colleges took advantage of low income and first generation college students. Those are your main targets, right? How many of these students trusted administration's officers? However, little did they know that they were just a meal ticket and a salary increase for a dishonest administration's counselor. The nerve. I also had to look back at my academic journey. I learned many lessons along the way. I attended college in Kansas because they gave me a full tuition scholarship. Okay. I thought you told us that your parents paid my education. You attended college in Kansas because they gave you a full tuition scholarship. Okay. So you didn't pay them nothing, something for nothing. But it was not so social or academic. It's not, and social, that's what I'm talking about, all these mistakes. But it was not a social or academic fit for me. I transferred to another college, losing time as well as a college credits. Had someone counseled me, I may have completed my studies on time. Oh, you didn't complete your studies on time, Jay Wilson? What happened? Oh, I gotta read more of it. Okay, I apologize. That's all bullshit. Okay, trying to get somebody to trust his ass. Okay, now this is chapter 1. Remember what I'm saying here. I'm saying this is chapter 1. Why I wrote this small book, the acknowledgement, this small book. Here's where we began. I began in the wrong place. Forgive me. As a high school senior, I had no idea what my plans were after graduation. My mother and father were not college graduates. My sisters only attended the local community college. And I really did not seriously start to think about college until the last month before graduation. I was fortunate that I selected a regionally accredited I was fortunate that I selected a regionally accredited college. Afterwards, I transferred to a private, regionally accredited college. Finally, I don't even know what that word is, and graduated from a regionally, girl, you said regionally accredited. Miss Thing, we all heard that regionally accredited, Miss Thing. Why wouldn't it be accredited, girl? It's supposed to be a college. State University. My numerous college transfers caused me to miss my 1992 college graduation date. However, I took it in stride and graduated in 1993. Wait, your numerous college transfers caused you to miss your 1992 college graduation. However, I took it in stride or whatever. Even though I thought I was just an average college student, I think you're below average. Let me get that again. Even though I thought is in italic, I was just an average college student. Eventually, I graduated with 4 advanced degrees. Later in my professional life? Later in my professional life, I became an academic dean for a reputable for-profit university. You will understand later in the book why I chose the word reputable in parentheses. Reputable, accredited. And what did it do for you? Absolutely nothing. Look at here. Oh, college. It ain't for everybody. During this time, I realized that many students were not getting the assistance they needed in navigating the college admissions process in high school. Many of these students were first generation, low income, and working class students. I also noticed that many adult learners were not knowledgeable about college processes either. Be quiet. Anyway, that was chapter 1. Okay, let me read the last chapter. I got distracted. In short, if you have an interest in higher learning, this book is for you. If this book has been helpful by saving you money, help you avoid a degree meal. Helping you avoid a degree meal, Jay Wilson? Are you slipping tea in here, girl? Helping you choose the right college. For any other reason you can think of, please let me know. Begging. My email can be found here at the back of this communication. People, I'm not lying to you. That is chapter 1 of his book. He goes on to next thing is nothing but copy and paste for chapter 2. Copy and paste somebody else's work, girl. Then he goes on to chapter 3. Oh, that's all they give us. Jay Wilson, how are you going to be telling people about the value of education with 26 errors in the first chapter? I mean, don't you think these people, if they're considering college, have enough sense to recognize all these damn errors, girl? And they say, girl, I don't want what he has. You don't have shit. Contact you. Who writes a book, got their email address there? Who just tell me, just call me. You're saying you are begging. You're begging through under the guise of you trying to help somebody. You just say, please. All right, people. All right. We got a reading in and everything. Forgive my choppy reading. I am dyslexic. But I'm girl, I got my murderer. I didn't know who the murderer was in the book. I got his ass. So now we got to unveil who the killer is in this murder mystery. Who shot the caller, right? But when you find your killer, then you got to go all the way back to the beginning and you got to start putting supplemental hints so that this character is not just flying out of nowhere, right? All these hints. But that's the fun part of writing for me. So it's going along well, honey. That's one. Girl, I would get $20 for that shit. Child, please. That shit is giveaway. Hi, Miss Piggy, Soul Sister #1 show. Thank y'all for coming in on today. Please don't read Jay Wilson's silly ass, stupid ass book. He talking about all these people in their 50s and 60s, girl, about the goddamn college. But ain't nobody going to college. Yet he tricked them rider over there, girl, to be paying for an editor for some book that they have no interest in reading because they're in the 50s and 60s, girl. All that is ancient history, child, right? They ain't gonna pass that on to their children. They want their children to succeed. They don't want to get the information from Jay Wilson at absolute failure. Why would I want to know about education coming from you? As I said, Jay Wilson, that college needs to contact you and ask you to remove their name from any of your college rants. I guess you call them rants, girl. Damn near 55 years old, girl, still talking about school. Later, people.